Welcome to Fjook Enterprises YouTube channel. Just to let you guys know, we are not back yet. This should be up either on the 1st or 2nd, and I am with Anthony today.
Hello.
I have done a lot of videos this year, in a complete new format as well as a new channel.
Yep.
Have you checked out the new channel at all?
Yeah, I have. I've viewed your pack openings a handful of times. I can't say I've watched them all, but when they pop up in my feed, I do watch them. Okay, so no, actually, for your long format, I think I've only watched your first video, so I do have other things to watch there. And then, holy crap, yeah, I see what you mean. What by 499, 345, 299. That's awesome.
A lot of people have at least seen 1 second of my videos.
That's amazing. That's an interesting metric. Oh, 1 second? What's your average retention then?
Out of the the one that has the last one that came out with almost 500 views, it has an average duration of 13 seconds. 499 people viewed it for at least 13 seconds. 8.4 hours of watch time, 1.6k views in the past those are both in the past 28 days. I am happy that I have that many views.
Yeah. No, it's good that the channel has that many views. And do you have a lot of, well, I guess I could check myself about how many subscribers you have to the channel, but
I think it's gone up 1 to 8.
Yeah, that's odd considering that you have so many views on your shorts that the subscribership. I guess a lot of people are, they're getting the content and seeing it, but I guess even like myself, I'm not subscribed to every single. I am subscribed to your channel, but I still get channels in my feed even if I'm not subscribed to them on a regular basis, just because I do click their videos. So maybe that's part of the reason.
January 17th, all the way down to June 19th, I published one coffee break a week. And each of those got between average 10 to 20. There's a few that got over 50. But I'm proud of that.
Yeah. I can understand why you'd be proud of that.
While we're talking about things that happened, anything happened in your life in the past year that you want to discuss on YouTube?
I guess I will mention the Pathfinder campaign that Artie's leading. Again, I know you stepped away just because Pathfinder, like you weren't a fan of the system, if my understanding is correct, of Pathfinder 2e. But we've concluded a second chapter, and I'm really liking where my character Gemma has gone. For those that are new to this conversation, she's a half elf, or no, she's a full-blown elf. Sorry, and she is a worshiper of a dark god, Dahak, and she's definitely been conflicted lately. And there's been a priest in the town of Otari that has been trying to influence her to see the errors in her thinking and incorporate Sarenrae into her worship. And so she's definitely become a more divided or conflicted character in her thoughts. And it's just been an interesting progression with her character. And I think Artie's just doing doing great things with the campaign, even though like it is a campaign, a module, but he is implementing elements from all the character backstories. And I'm interested in continuing in 2025 and seeing where this adventure leads to next.
My Star Wars game was my Star Wars game that had the mercenary and all that was this year, wasn't it?
The one shot was this year. I believe did Ting really, was he just an invention of this year? If so, that was fun. If I'm checking Mythweavers to see when that was created. It's saying I created Ting in 2023. So I think that's then the 2023 invention. But it is good that, or it does feel good that I am that this character has come back. I know it's a different system, but I do like Ting as a character. For those that don't know, he's a Lepi, which is the rabbit species in Star Wars. He's a I'm going to say delusions of self-grandeur of a pilot. He definitely thinks he's a big shot, even though he's just a regular smuggler pilot. He definitely thinks that everyone knows who he is or should know who he is. And definitely, I enjoyed, he started off as a younger character in 2023 as a episode 1 pilot flying to Naboo during the events of a different episode 1, and then now he's 30 years older, roughly, give or take, and now in the your version of an Empire.
Oh yeah, my version of Empire.
Yeah.
The one shot was this year.
Yep. That's where I got to play. I can't remember the species. Maybe I do. I think it was a Celestin, named Zigzag, and he was based off Tim the Toolman Taylor and from Home Improvement. And I just there's one scene that I will not forget when the xenomorphs definitely take over our ship, and we are escaping to the shuttle, and the moment is when the xenomorphs had her, and she gets pulled down the ramp, and Zigzag just waves goodbye.
The Fallout game was this year.
Yep. That was fun. That was a different system for me to play, and that one, and again, this time, another game that was led by Artie, and I played, his name was Bucket. Well, he was assigned the name Bucket. He was a Mr. Handy, a nurse, and as I was quite green to the actual Fallout lore, it made sense that I was playing a character that was being reactivated in this hellish landscape and had absolutely no clue what the hell was going on. And he became a very bloodthirsty Mr. Handy.
Mr. Smith and Bucket went around making their lives either worse or better for people, seemingly at random.
Also, I think just some people dead. Um, like, I guess one question, because that little boy that Bucket murdered, was there anything wrong with him? Or did Bucket just fear? I'm still not 100% clear on if Bucket killed a child or if that child actually had an issue with him.
Does it matter?
Not really, but I guess it makes him just that much worse of a not that makes him so much worse of a character.
I think the most heroic character in our group was the X-Raider.
Yep. Bucket was trying to exist and was trying to find a doctor that he could work for. Unfortunately, most of the doctors that Bucket was introduced to were corrupted in one form or another.
Yeah.
So, but I think the best was when Bucket somewhat encouraged the doctor to commit suicide at the bar.
Was that better or worse than what Mr. Smith did to the person who was paranoid about synths, if you recall that?
Uh, so you convinced, so you made the person who was paranoid think that they were, or no, what is that? There's like a name for this like line of thinking, but you were like, how do you know if you aren't? So I think your actions were worse because you were actually deliberately trying to convince someone to do something bad to themselves, whereas Bucket was like, I think I'm doing good. This person needs some tranquilizers, and then the person was just given too much was offered too much tranquilizers. I believe it was tranks. I could be wrong about what it was, but your Mr. Smith ended up taking the rest of the drug supply.
Mr. Smith was also willing to kill his people that he's been traveling with in order to stop, in order to prevent them from being a copy of him existing. I think that's a bit worse than what you did with the child or the doctor.
I don't know. I think the child was pretty bad because, but yeah, I think if you were to align all of the actions taken, yeah, your character wins worst character. Well, I don't want to say worst character, but worst character. Did you play in any other campaigns this year?
I have my in-person D&D game that I've been running since August. Okay, so they beat it. They convinced a gambling god that likes one of the players to they via winning a game of Go Fish to help them rescue the friend who was stuck in basically a god prison escape.
Nice. And I am very shocked right now. Just I just happened to be looking at my at Spotify at podcasts that I listen to, and wow, that if this is the next chapter, that is craziness. They haven't had anything in like, oh wow, where is it all? So they haven't put so it's paralyzed, and they haven't had an episode since December 2022. And yesterday they finally uploaded one. So I am excited to listen to this 9-minute episode.
Are they usually 9 minutes?
They have a variety of lengths. Some of the usually their season finales can go like for an hour and a half, but usually there's two sets of stories. There's usually like there's shorter episodes that come before an actual chapter to the story. So the chapters follow usually the same sets of characters. Well, yeah, I'll just put it like that. They follow the same sets of characters, whereas the side episode, like this episode, which is called what is where? Oh, come on, Spotify, don't do this to me. Drawing Dead Part 1 of 6. So these introduce new characters or introduce new concepts into the story that were not previously included in another chapter, or they may be a character that's in a future chapter. I recommend the podcast Paralyzed. I listened to that this year.
Um, I, 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 have you ever watched Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends?
I know what it is, but as a kid, I didn't really enjoy it, so I never really watched it. I thought it looked a little too cheesy. Why?
In the past, in the last 2 weeks of December of 2024, I've watched the first 5 seasons.
Woo! And how is that?
It is very well done stop animation.
Yeah, I'll give it that much. It's good stop animation.
Did you know that there have been continuing seasons up until I think at least 2021?
Nice.
I think it's CGI now. I don't quite know when it goes from. I don't quite know when it goes from stop motion to CGI animation, but I know.
Okay.
But I think it's. I think they start doing that in season 6, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mm.
The same person that got me interested into the same person that got me interested into Thomas the Tank Engine is the same person who got me reinvigorated into building new decks for Magic the Gathering, which is why I now have a standard rabbit deck. Rabbit deck.
Yep.
Among more than one pauper deck, I have I've built decks this year because I found someone that's willing to play 60 card Magic with me.
Yep.
Also, I built 3 Star Wars Unlimited decks this year because I got into that this year. At least I think I got into that this year.
And I'm building my first MTG cube this year.
Technically, I also built a cube this year as well.
Nice.
I bought a pack. I bought a box of conspiracy and put the packs into cubum things.
Nice.
So you're putting way more effort into your cube than I am, if I understand how you're doing your cube.
So, well, actually, I have two. The first one was literally just what I had lying around, and I bought a few cards for it as well. And then the second one, so the second one started off on a different path, and then it went down a path that you're going to hate because it is now a mutate cube. I gave up on it being just a 2020 cube and expanded, but also I just focused it on all the mutate cards. So it is heavily Ikoria based.
Have you tested it out yet?
It would be. No, I haven't tested it out. I'm still. Well, I've tested on Cube Cobra. Just drafting it myself, but I still have to order some lands for it, and I have one package that is coming in the mail when it comes in the mail with like 100 cards in it, which is like a fourth of my cube.
I guess overall, I know we've talked a bit about this and that about the past year, but overall, would you say 2024 was a good year?
Yeah, I think 2024 was a good year. Well, at least for me. It didn't have any bad events. I know, like, my life was pretty good. I know that, Eric, he's now a father this year. So although I know it's stressful for him, I know that he wouldn't change it in a heartbeat. I know that my wife is very happy with like her career change. I know she misses her coworkers, but I know she loves her new job. Well, she loves the hours of her new job, but I think she likes the new job as well. And then for me, I'm still working at my same job that I started the year off at, and I have no intentions on changing. I like the fact that my job gives me the flexibility that or gives me a good work-life balance that I'm able to just do the Monday to Friday, and then I have the weekends to, game and play in our various campaigns, and then in the evenings I'm able to hang out with my wife. I hope your 2024 was good.
Overall, my 2024 was good. Any plans for the upcoming year?
So I know in April at my job I will be getting a promotion for a year, but it shouldn't impact me too much. And then so yeah, there'll be some personal stuff that I'll be working on as well, but who knows? We'll find out at the end of 2025 what other things happen during the year, but I anticipate more good campaigns, some more characters, or if not, I hope Gemma and Ting all the best in 2025, and I wish them much success.
My main plans for 2025 is meeting my nephew.
Well, congratulations to them, to the couple. I wish your nephew all the best in health. And I guess this year I also did become like a godfather, so that was nice. No responsibilities to take care of the child, but
Well, I need to go edit this video and add the video game footage to it. I'll talk to you later.
yep. Have a good evening. Or I guess it's still good evening for you guys. Or for you.